Namaste. People waiting. Okay. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste to all. Welcome to YuvaMedha. Welcome to Medhasvi. It's a huge honor to have this platform to present such wonderful artists, wonderful young artists from various schools around Singapore. And I'm just going very quickly. I don't want to waste anyone's time. The theme we've chosen for this evening, as you all know, is invocation and nature. Why invocation? What is the importance of invocation? Invocation means invoking one's powers, means prayers. We generally do invocatory pieces as a prayer of the commencement of a program. This has been from time immemorial, which we see from Bharata's Natya Shastra as well in the chapter 3 called Worship of Stage and of the Gods, which is known as the Ranga Deva Puja Vidhanam. After the construction of the playhouse, which is the Mandava Vidhanam, we obeisance to the great god Shiva and other gods as well. Although doesn't explicitly talk about Ganesha, who later became our invocatory god. I'm sure Marshu over here, Dr. C.P. Unikrishnan, whom we all lovingly call Marshu, can give you a better idea about it, who has very, very kindly taken my invitation to come and talk to the little children over here. Welcome, Marshu. And welcome to Dr. Chitra Krishnam Kumar and Krishnamar sir, who's more well known as KK sir in Singapore, who will be talking to you as well. And why nature? I'm sure all of you understand the importance of nature, especially during this time of duress. The pandemic has really made us grateful for a little breeze that comes into our house. We're like, oh, such a beautiful weather outside. I wish I could enjoy it, something we've taken for granted. So this evening is about invoking the powers of the Almighty and nature. And without any further ado, I would like to welcome our first guests of honor, Krishnamar sir and Dr. Chitra Krishnamar. And before I welcome them, a small introduction about the both of them. Krishnamar sir, at the end of this, I will tell you why this wonderful couple is very important to me as a person and as an artist. Krishnamar sir is an electrical and electronics engineer who graduated from the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT. Apart from his professional interests in VLISI design as an engineer, he is very actively interested in areas like classical performing arts, philosophical and mystical traditions, literature, digital graphics and publications design, and etc. He has been deeply inclined towards Indian culture and philosophical and spiritual traditions from a very young age. Apart from the Indic traditions, he is also deeply interested in mystical ideas of Sufism, Zen Buddhism, as well as certain schools of Christian mysticism. He has been the editor of Gita Vani publication of Gita Jayanti team of Hindu endorsement board for over 15 years, and also a judge of various competitions like chanting, essay, and oratorial competitions. He is also the editor of the annual Onopaharam cultural publication of the Singapore Malayali Association for over 18 years. He was responsible for the publication's layout and design of the annual publication of Hindi Society Singapore, Sadhana, as well as that of Sri Narayana Mission Singapore for many years. Krishnamar sir is also very involved with staging classical music and dance events. Dr. Chitra Krishnamar, who's better known as Chitra Chechi to all of us, is a triple postgraduate with a doctorate in environmental education. She was working as a lecturer in India before relocating to Singapore and is currently the president of the organization Surya Singapore. Dr. Chitra is very involved with the art and cultural activities in Singapore, coordinating a lot of events. Pravasi Express Singapore, a bilingual online newspaper, bestowed on her the PE Art and Culture Excellence Award in 2019 in recognition for her contribution to arts. She also does freelance writing about art events in local publications and volunteers at Alzheimer's Disease Association. The interest in arts led the couple to establish the Society Surya Singapore in 2005, which promotes fine classical arts with the motto of integration through art and culture. Surya Singapore Society, though primarily involved in staging events with high profile artists and heritage, has also staged its own productions as well as organized several performances with local artists for community centers and charity. And I am one of those artists who's benefited from that because this wonderful couple is instrumental in giving me my very first opportunity to perform in Singapore when I moved in 2015. They didn't even know who I was, but they said, Harita, we trust you. Please go ahead and perform. And I believe their blessings have brought me here. Thank you, Chitru Chechi and KK sir, for doing this for me. It means a lot. And I welcome you on board. Please come and talk to our young artists and everyone else who are eager to listen to you.
First, I will ask Chitra to talk. After that, I'll talk. Okay?
Hi. Thank you. You're audible, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Harita, for that warm reception that you gave us. It's so heartwarming that we were instrumental in helping people. And thanks. I mean, it's wonderful to see so many young artists out there. And as you know, like arts and culture, like it's in us and around us. Whether you take literature, whether you take language, whether you take any art form or anything like any art form, dance, music, visual arts, everywhere, everything is arts. And then within you, you have the arts, the creativity to bring it out. And everything is so interconnected and so interwoven. And then as you learn, when you start learning dance, music and all that, you sort of take the legacy forward. And we are so happy that to see so many young people coming forward to learn dance music. And here in Singapore, there are a lot of teachers, including our Harita here, who sort of mentoring and guiding you so well. So in connection with this, let me just tell you that when you learn something, you really need to learn very well. Because when we had just a couple of months back, we held a quiz competition. And in the quiz competition, there was a segment where the quiz master was asking, like she used to go wrong in the raga and she wanted the youngsters to correct the raga. You know, like, so we were thinking when we planned the quiz, we thought, oh, this segment is going to be the most difficult for the children. They're not going to answer that. But surprisingly, every second, I mean, the minute she started it, they jumped and answered. Like, it was, they didn't even waste even a fraction of a second to think, like it came out spontaneously. So like we were thinking, unless you know the ragas and you're really very confident and you understand what you learn, you cannot answer that. So we were very, very happy when we saw this, you know, like as organizers and as promoters of arts, it was very overwhelmingly heartening for us because that means our legacy is safe in the hands of the youngsters. And this will be carried forward by you all, and we know that you all will do it well. And another thing that also strikes me sometimes is when you present something, right, you need to present it beautifully. Let's say you do a cooking and you know the taste of it. Okay, fine. You know it's very nice. But the way you present it, say you just put it in a plate and just put it in front of some in a group of, when you have a group of guests, probably they might think, what is this? I mean, they wouldn't even bother about looking at it. But if you present it in a very beautiful way, and whatever you present in a very nice way, and then happily present it, it gives a lot of benefit to the people who are around you. Like the appreciation is more. Even in arts, appreciation counts a lot. So how you present yourself and how genuinely happy you are in what you are doing, that will show on your face. So whenever you are happy in what you're doing, how passionately you do it, that will be reflected on what you do, the way you hold your hands, because, you know, like we are actually looking at you. So the audience is keenly watching you. So when you put your hands in a nice way and when the postures are good, immediately, you know, like we also start syncing with you all. So look out for that also. As you learn, as you do anything, give your 100%. If you don't like it, okay, change to something else which gives you more happiness. But see that you're happy in what you do, because that will be reflected and that will be appreciated. So all good wishes to all the young artists here. I wish you a wonderful journey ahead. And thank you, Harita, once again for bringing us in this.
Okay, now let me say a few words. Thank you, Harita and the team from Medaspi for inviting us to this YuvaMedha, the Sangam of talents of 15 of the Medaspi students. So basically, Sangam means confluence. Confluence, so it's basically a confluence of talents from all the young artists of Medaspi arts. So we know Harita for many years, and she is herself trained in several of the classical, a few of the classical traditions like Bharatanatyam from Dr. Padma Subramaniam, then Bharatanatyam from Dhananjayan, and Mohiniyattam from Kalamangalam School and all that. So basically, she herself is a confluence or a sangam of different traditions, and I'm sure that that's going to really enrich all the students of Medaspi. Medaspi, the school of dance itself is quite interesting because it started in the time of this pandemic. Started in April 2020 last year, and just about a year plus. And it already has 50 students, and it teaches Mohiniyattam and Bharatanatyam. So all the best to Medaspi. So let me talk a few words about why we should learn this classical dance, especially when our education system in Singapore is already overburdening our students with lots of load and lots of effort on them. So why learn something more? So first thing is that this learning in art leads to a more integrated person. You know that all our our education system primarily focuses on analytical skills only. So basically, analytical skills develop the left part of the brain, whereas the right part of the brain, which actually is responsible for the creative aspects, remains largely untouched or untapped or undeveloped. So by learning these arts, actually, our students will get an opportunity to develop their right half of the brain also. So that actually leads to a more integrated personality of the child. And let me also talk a little bit about the great psychologist Howard Gardner from Harvard. So he has developed this 9 multiple intelligences idea, where actually he has split the human intelligence into 9 categories. And they something like this. One is verbal linguistic, then there's a logical mathematical, then there is spatial visual intelligence, then there's a bodily kinesthetic intelligence, then there's musical intelligence, then interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, naturalistic intelligence, then existential intelligence. These are the 9 categories that he has created. So now why I spoke about these intelligences, because if you follow only the current academic curriculum that we have, it will not even touch a few of these. For example, the spatial visual intelligence, the body kinesthetic intelligence, and the musical intelligence will not be even touched. So by following a system of following our classical dance tradition, we will actually tend to develop all these intelligences too, in addition to the analytical skills that we talked about. In addition to these, we also have this interpersonal intelligence and intrapersonal intelligence also will get developed. And also we have this natural intelligence, which, you know, today's theme itself is about nature. So we'll tend to also look at nature in a broader perspective, and also talk deeper questions about ourselves, which actually leads to developing our existential intelligence. So I'm sure you guys have understood something about why we should actually learn about this. Now, why our Indian classical arts, and why not just, you know, Western classical arts? So basically, by learning our classical art forms, so for example, our dance forms or our music, and especially dance, we will get a closer connection to our roots, the roots of our traditions and our culture. So this is very, very important. And by going through different dance forms, actually talk about various stories and various myths from our mythologies and Puranas and everything. And these are actually nothing but like sugar-coated pills, where actually these stories are just the sugar coating. And as the time progresses, the children will learn to understand the philosophy or the ideas and the central concepts behind these stories. So that actually will also enable the children to have some close connection to our own traditions and our own culture, which actually makes them deeper personalities as compared to superficial people who just survive on the surface of things and not go deep into them. And another important thing to note is that our dance traditions or our musical traditions are actually from the great rishis, as Harita said earlier about Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra, and and even the people who have written commentaries, like people like there are many other rishis who have written commentaries on this Natya Shastra. I tend to forget the name. Okay. Then basically in the beginning, this is doing this kind of learning this dance is basically very tough. And it requires a lot of rigorous discipline and nishtha and practice and everything. Of labor. So basically the whole idea is that delayed gratification is a source of all success for our real progress. So we have to learn now, work now to get a progress in a future time. So that is the whole idea here. So let me, and having said all these things about understanding and doing our classical dance forms and our classical traditions, I would also like to talk a little bit about the Medha from the Medhasvi school, as well as this today's Medha, YuvaMedha. So basically, I tend to talk a little bit about Medha Suktam, which actually comes from, there are basic two versions of this Medha Suktam. Both are from the Vedas of Indian Vedas. The first and the most popular one is called from the Mahanarayana Upanishad of the Taittiriya Aranyaka of Krishna Yajurveda. And then there's another version from Rig Veda. And basically what this Medha Suktam talks about is actually praising, it's a hymn in praise of goddess Medha, seeking wisdom. So let me quote a couple of lines from this this Medha Suktam, after which I will end this, my words. So may that Medha Devi, or may that Medha Devi, by whom one gains self-knowledge, who is the intelligence behind all disciplines known to the mind, who flashes as a presence of mind in any situation, who manifests as the intelligent order behind the functions in all life forms, who is worth possessing, come to us, grow in us, shower us with knowledge, knowledge. Bless us with an auspicious beginning in our learning. So may I wish all goodness to Medhasvi, to Harita and her team and the Medhasvi School of Arts. May the divine shower all auspiciousness on all of us, and may the whole universe and all beings in the universe remain happy, peaceful, and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was extremely insightful, and I'm sure not only the little ones, all of us also would have gained a lot from whatever you said. Made a lot of sense. The importance of Indian classical arts in this, even at this time, it's never out of vogue, and we are eternally grateful for what you have bestowed on us. And I'm very happy to see my professor, Dr. Jayashree Rajagopal, on board. She was my professor during my MFA. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. I feel truly blessed. And going ahead, I'm just going ahead with the performances, starting. Anika, you can unmute yourself, darling.
Namaste everyone. Our first song for the evening is Mahaganapatam. Ragam is Natai. Talam is Talam Adi. Composition of Muthuswami Dikshitar. Performers are Ananya Sanup, vocal. She is a disciple of Arasakumari Nagarajan of Bhaskar Arts Academy, accompanied by Haripriya Srinivasan on Mridangam. She is a disciple of Trivandrum D. Rajagopal from Temple of Fine Arts. Namaste everyone. The fifth item for the day is
Uh, Sorry to interrupt. The volume is a bit low. We couldn't hear you properly. We are still having issues.
Unable to hear. No, dear, we are not able to hear at all. It's total silence from there. There's some connectivity issue. It's okay. No, no, cannot hear.
I think the issue is with the stereo.
Yeah, it's
audio.
a stereo audio issue. I think you can, she can come closer and sing, then mic is not needed or something. Yeah, we cannot even hear her talking. So I think it's a connectivity issue. It's okay. Shall we just go ahead and shall we come back to this?
Yeah,
Can you
we can.
So we'll I think we'll invite the next speaker then. Why you Ananya and Haripriya, you can take your time, get ready, no worries. I'll just go ahead with the program. Okay. So no, I have to do that. Next we have my very special guru, Dr. C.P. Unnikrishnan sir, whom we all lovingly call Marsha. He's my guru for, from Natya Shastra. I've been his disciple since last 1 year and continue to be. I've considered it a very big honor to be his disciple. And like as I go ahead, just a small profile. It took us some time to make his profile very short because of his number of accolades he has. So Marsha, please forgive me if I'm leaving out something. Dr. C.P. Unnikrishnan, regarded as an authority on Natya Shastra, is the technical director of SSD. Born in 1948, he completed his graduation and postgraduate studies in animal physiology with first rank, honors and distinction. So later, he completed his B.Ed and M.Ed degrees, his diplomas with distinction in Vedanta and Fine Arts, and he is a PhD in Kathakali, talking about Body Kinetics and the Aesthetics of Kathakali, a critical study with reference to Bharata's Natya Shastra. He is also a script writer and choreographer for many mega productions under Shankaram Loka Shankaram, called Shankaram Loka Shankaram, Guru Deva Charitam, and Sri Krishna Karnamrutam. Sri Shankara School of Dance is the first institution to introduce the accreditation process in classical dance and music, and he is a chairman of the same. He has also been awarded the Sri Shankaracharya Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013. He was awarded the Agamananda Award for the Best PhD thesis on classical arts. He was also awarded the Guru Shrestha Award in 2018 as part of the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the school. The scriptwriter and choreographer for many, many programs on the theme Art for Social Change, a very, very relevant theme. He is a multifaceted and a versatile artist in every sense, because I know he's a wonderful painter and I've seen his eagerness. Even now, he keeps telling us, I have to run to my painting class now. So people, I have to go. So that's how he is. He's a wonderful guru and an ideal student. And Marsha, you're an inspiration to all of us. Over to you.
Thank you, Harida, for the introduction. And my pranams also to the guests, Doctors Chitra and Krishna Kumar. And as I heard from Harita, you have been quite a lot of inspiration and protection for her and the entire project she is going through. I hope I am sufficiently audible, Harita.
Yes, Marsha, you're perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay. As Harita said, that this is supposed to be an interactive session where the age group given to me is something from 10 onwards. So I don't think I would venture to go in for any sort of speak. Basically, I'm not a speaker. I'm more of a teacher and an art lover. So I would like you to ask me something, just as an input, since you're celebrating the Day for Nature. And Dr. Krishna Kumar did speak about Medha, which is the name of your school, and which also is one of the Dashapranas in the Abhinaya Darpanam, the 10 essential jiva or the life principles that a nartaki, but I wouldn't say a nartaki, any artist, any decent human being must possess. Medha, Shraddha, Vajogidam, Natya Prana, Dashismrda. And I'm very happy that he also gave a very small introduction to how our partners, multiple intelligence, which even the actual academic teaching faculty is forgetting to put into effect in the classrooms. But I think we should all thank to Corona Devada, actually, because people have started speaking about all such things. And even parents have begun to understand that teaching is not an easy job, right? Like any other job, it is not any man's job or any woman's job. It needs sufficient amount of insight into the psychology of the children who are your audience sitting in front of you, and you are doing the abhinaya for them, right? So when you do that, you have to be like an actor who is supposed to be like the jiva or the life principle in every individual, be it animal, plant, human being, whatever it is. It is supposed to be totally in a meditative mood, in a dynamic mood, moving the body, making sounds, etc. for one specific target. That all what I'm trying to say from my mind, showing with my body, speaking with my mouth, lip, teeth, etc. as all came to me through several Guru Paramparas from the Vedic days onwards. Let all this go and deeply get etched into our Rasikas, whom we consider, according to Natya Shastra, as devas around us, right? So the Natyam is supposed to be happening in the midst of the devas. Whether you feel good or bad, the performer feels you are all devas. And the performer is duty bound to keep himself or herself within the entire ambit of the decent permissions given by the text called Natya, which is a contribution of sage Bharata, of course, supported by Shandilya, Jattila, Kokila, Sagaranandi, and so many other people. But this is the pioneer text. I'm just giving you a gist of the last sloka in the 36th chapter, which is somewhere around 6,000 to 6,005 slokas. The last one, Kinchanyat Sasya Sampurna Bhavatu Vasumati Nashta Durbhiksha Rogan Shantir Go Brahmananam Bhavatu Narapati Padu Pratim Samagram. This is for the environment. This is for the earth. This is for the human mind. This is for the human body. This is for the society. It simply says that if you do Natya as prescribed through all these slokas of all the 36 chapters, finally Bharata says that if that is done properly, Inchanya, Sasya Sampurna Bhavatu Vasumati, the earth will turn into greenery, or greenery shall cover earth. Nashta Durbhiksha Rogan, poverty, diseases, loss, everything will be washed off. Shantir Go Brahmananam, to the real human lovers, the good-minded people, and to all animals, Shanti, tranquility, peace will be imparted. And if all this happens, Bhavatu Narapati Padu Pratim Samagram, the earth will be well administrated by a real king. This is the summary that should tell us what all things we are supposed to do to achieve all this. And just earlier to that, the Shastra in the Mangala Acharanam, he doesn't title it as Mangala Acharanam, but it is a part of giving you the benefits of observing Natyam, doing Natyam, practicing it, teaching, etc. Or even you are just enjoying it. Pathyam Natyam Tada Ganam Chitram Vaditram Evaja Veda Mantrartha Vachanai Samam Hedat Bhavishadi. Whether you paint or draw or sing or play musical instrument or dance, whatever it is, this is all like doing big austerities or rituals, doing puja and chanting of the mantras, like chanting the dictums of the Vedas. You don't have to go into Veda and take all the trouble of reading through that. Just do all this. And as a teacher, what I'm more interested in it is, in the beginning, the text also says, Idam Buddhi Vivardhanam. Means your intelligence will be developed in a manner that is most suitable to you. When I say you, including me, right? So do all this. And if you want a material proof for this, I have given to your teacher, Harita, text, a small compilation of research papers, which is specifically for a study on how the arts make students score marks. Aren't you happy? You don't have to read any text. You don't have to go to the class. No homework, but just dance, paint, sing, play musical instruments, and you get marks. Do you think it is possible? I want answers from you, dear ones.
Little ones, you can answer yes.
Be free, be free. You can say no. You are all talking nonsense, sir. You can say that. Doesn't matter. And it is my duty to tell you that it is possible or not possible. Give me some work. Don't make me sit here idle. Please do. Don't worry about your language, expression, anything. Just try to make me understand what you're trying to tell me. That is all. Right? Do you think it is possible without going through the textbook, without going to the class, without attending to the classes of the teachers? You get marks, and not small marks, big marks.
How is it possible?
That is what I'm asking you, dear. Is it possible? Do you think it is possible? If you say yes, my work is over.
Mr. Unikrishan, you ask people, call people by name. You say, you answer. You call
see,
each person. Otherwise, people are not answering, you know.
I'm not familiar with all the names and I can't see everybody on the screen. And sometimes the smaller ones may be much better in asking questions than the bigger looking ones. So I'm leaving it to Haritha to choose.
Tejashri, why don't you answer? Why don't you ask teacher something? Teju, go ahead. Takshini, you can ask him anything. Do you agree with what he said? You can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Let's make it fun.
I agree. Yes,
Yes, speak.
yes, I agree.
Yes, I'm going to I
Yes, I'm going to. Yes,
Anika, you want to ask something?
yes.
You can unmute yourself. No problem.
Okay, let me tell you as a teacher, I'm again proving my hypothesis right. If the teacher keeps quiet, the class keeps quiet. Right? I gave you a question and kept quiet, asking you to answer. Otherwise, you would talk a lot, isn't it, in a class? Even if a teacher is there, you will go behind another person and transfer whatever you want. And it from the back bench to front bench or front bench to back bench, even outside the class, your message will go. Inside the class, when you are given a chance to speak, ask anything, even to fire the teacher, you will simply keep silent. Why is it? You have an answer for that? Okay, let me tell you, because I don't have much of time, as Haritha has specified some time. I'm just telling you it is possible. That is why I said I've given a collection of research papers by an institution called the Dana Consortium, which was about 17 years research work in America. What they did was they went around and collected from schools all the bad students. Who are the bad students? My dear ones, you are all too good. You are not, even your respiration I cannot hear.
That's because they're muted. You can all answer. Who are the bad students?
Unmute. Let there be some noise. I don't like it at class. Unmute. Please do ask.
All the children, you can unmute. Hiranmai, Anitya and all, you can unmute.
I can make out these are the names of those people who otherwise speak a lot. Am I right, Haritha?
Some of them, yes.
Okay, I have to answer myself. I think I'll tell you, the bad students are those people who score less, isn't it? Yeah, when we were students, getting over 50-55% was extremely good. Now even 100 is not enough. For children, they are happy without anything, but teachers and parents are not happy. But who will make the child happy? That's the most important thing, isn't it? Because he is under the constant fear, or she is under the constant fear, I have to learn, I have to learn, I have to learn. Because everyone tells learning is very difficult, isn't it? But this research work that I told you, which was done by scientists, taking students who were scoring low marks in various subjects in various schools. They took the children, never gave any extra textbook, never gave them any extra tuition, nothing. They were all trained in the different arts, painting, drawing, music, playing musical instruments, theater, that is dramatics, dance, and so on. And they found that slowly within months, these people started scoring better marks. And you know, the parents and teachers thought they must be copying from someone else and getting better marks. This is the problem with parents and teachers. Even if you do very well, most of them do not agree, right? Then again, after a few more months, the children were keeping on scoring, and some of them came over the first grade students in their classes. The students who were supposed to be or rather labeled as poor students, proved to be much better in the sense they started scoring marks. So basically what the school wants from you, the parents want from you is marks. But those students who achieved marks in this manner also learned an art form through which they learned to love around them, including themselves. They started loving animals. They started loving the entire play of nature around. Sometimes it is raining, sometimes it's very hot, sometimes it is cold. They started enjoying all that. As Dr. Krishna Kumar said, the right side of the brain started sparking off first. And if one part of the brain is just given the ignition, just given the start, it can make so many other points in the brain start. Some of you are too small to understand the details. Anyway, all of you know that the brain is something very important. It is in that area, all these understanding, speaking, jumping around, everything happens. From there, we have to get orders to different muscles, different parts of the body, etc. Supposing the signals going to your stomach is not working, even if you like to eat something, it may not go down, right? The brain is very important. So one part of it is very much involved in doing work with logical things, where a lot of academic input are processed, your educational activities are processed. But my dear young ones, education is not a scoring marks in a subject. One most important definition of education I have learned is it is a process of humanization of man, right? We are all born in this shape, but to become a human being, which is different from all other animals. Otherwise, we will also be like animals. That one difference, your ability to love yourself, love the nature, being sympathetic to others, being happy about sharing everything with others, that sort of a human being must be the product of education. Mark is a small part of that. You can ask your parents and other seniors, do they all remember what they learned from their first classes, that is kindergarten or first standard or whatever it is? Do they now use all what they learned in schools and colleges? No. But all that knowledge taught them one thing, how to learn in a very interesting manner. Even Natya is meant for that. Kridaniyagam ichhamo drishyam sravyam chad bhavet. That's what the beginning of Natya Shastra says. When Indra and Dikpalakas, I think Harita would have told you all this. Indra and Dikpalakas went around and saw the world all coming into complete dilapidation. There is distress coming in and the value systems are coming down. So they wanted Lord Brahma to reinstate the Vedas as a fifth Veda, which is actually not a Veda. They said that we want the knowledge of the Veda to be given in a Kridaniyakam. It should be very entertaining. Drishyam and Sravyam. It should be visual and audio. And if you give the knowledge in that way, which is meant for all, the entire world will change over to a better culture. And I believe in what Ananta Kumaraswamy, the Sri Lankan scholar on great philosophies, other than arts also, he said, artist is not a special kind of a person, but every individual is special kind of an artist, which means in all of us, there is some artist. Now, if you feel like you will become a dancer and you don't become a dancer, that doesn't mean you are not an artist. There may be a painter in you, there may be a singer in you, or there may be so many things. Even dealing with people in a good way that pleases others is an art. So don't bring the meaning of art into dance or music or painting or sculpture, etc. It is much more wider. There's a list of 64 different arts given in the Bharatiya Shastra Siddhantas in the books. And Nrittam is just one of them, right? Like I say, scoring mark is just one small aspect of education. This is one small. Do we find all dancers becoming good people? But good people can become fairly good dancers, right? That is very important. So it is possible. And these scientists, after testing the students this way, telling the teachers, the principals, and the parents that it is possible to make children go through the process of learning in a meaningful way, which also supports scoring higher marks. You don't have to specifically strain yourself to do that. Automatically, you will start doing that. So this is the message. And I was very happy when Dr. Krishna Kumar mentioned about multiple intelligence. We may not be able to prove ourselves as good students in one particular subject taught by one particular teacher. Sometimes when the teacher changes, you become very good in that subject, right? When the other teacher teaches you a different subject, you become a good student of that subject. That is the teacher's difference in their intelligence. If I am a kinesthetic person who is moving up my body all around and then talking and communicating with you, if I am asked to sit like this and speak, I may not be able to communicate. Then I may be able to talk to people or perform in a radio drama where people don't see me, right? I move my, see the other person said, don't move your hand this way, don't move your head this way, it looks very bad, speak like this. I would have spoken better and I would have communicated better if I moved my lips, because my intelligence is high in kinesthetics. But if I'm not allowed to do that, I can only do a radio talking where people don't see me, isn't it? See how many parameters, how many different things control a process called a communication. Dancing is communication, painting is communication, singing is communication, teaching in a classroom is also an art. Adhyapana vritti is a kala. It is not enough that you know the subject. We have got so many people with high score in their subjects with the distinctions and ranks, miserably fail as teachers. But there have been people who miserably failed throughout their school and college, became excellent teachers, right? So all this is a question of processing. And if you can do all this with something called art that you love, it may be martial art, or it may be sports, athletic activities, whatever it may be story writing, but find your art. And the gurus in art in school, I wouldn't say that a dance teacher who identifies a good dancer in the classroom is an excellent teacher. But a dance teacher who can find a student who cannot dance but can do better if the child goes for training in music or training in painting and sending that student to that particular teacher, that dance teacher would be the best teacher. See, if I know you can dance very well, I can teach you dance also. Half the way you will learn and you will do better than me, isn't it? So that is not the point. Identifying what is your real liking, what is your style of liking that. That is where multiple intelligence comes into one. Some of them like to hear and then understand everything. Some of you like to see but not much of speech, you understand everything. Some of you like to hear something and then leave some time for your own understanding. That is what Krishna Kumar sir defined as the intrapersonal learner. Some of them, they want combined studies. As soon as they get some knowledge, they want to share with others and then come to a conclusion of their own. They make a shape of their knowledge. This is the interpersonal learner. And some people need to walk through nature and enjoy the nature. And then learning becomes much more easier. The naturalistic learners. But the conclusion is, having said all this, if you learn the art that is in you, this will do everything that I spoke so far. And ultimately, you become a good person. And to become a good person is not easy unless you know what is the art in you. If you can pray and get into that art, start worshipping that art, you become a good person. A good person can succeed in whatever he or she undertakes. Now, let your medha, your YuvaMedha, let that grow into bigger yuvatam and also become powerful method till nature says that come back into nature. Let nature wish you all this. And you have got the excellent guides like Krishna Kumar and his wife. You have got the Harita, all of them. Let God be with you, nature be with you, remain blessed and do well in whatever you do. And that is enough. Thank you.
If marks don't really matter that much, then why do our parents and teachers always get worried about them?
I very well know it is not your question, but I will answer it, right? It is only coming through your mouth. For ages long, mark has become an identity of measuring learning. Now, let me ask you, before we came into the system of marking, during the time of Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Kujela, etc., what was Sri Krishna's rank from the Santipani's ashramam, the school? In fact, Sudama was already there before Krishna and Balarama arrived. And according to the text, Krishna and Balarama went off and Sudama still continued. What sort of a school is this? After scoring marks, are your parents happy? Are your teachers happy if you are not 100 out of 100 in all now? No. Do you know what do you know what was the mark scored by Krishna? What was the mark scored by Balarama? People who have written history so much should have written this also, isn't it? How much mark did the scholar Bhishmacharya score? So is scoring mark the only criterion or only way we judge a student? That is what I said. Parents who are after marks, let me be very frank in telling you, they are only assessing whether they are getting back the child with good numerical marks. But the actual mark should be a good person. If you know how to assess a good person, if my child has been in the school for years, and when he or she comes out, I might look for the marks also to say that needs admission somewhere else. But whether the person has become a useful person, whether he is a very enjoyable, smart person, is able to communicate with people, and when he grows up, he will be able to impart and share his knowledge, wisdom, whatever is required with others. And if you do not know this, you are getting back your child not with a proper assessment. It is only a part assessment. Suppose you want to buy a pack of food for lunch and you order it and it is brought by the man there. You see at the packet and say, thank you, wonderful there. But when you start biting it in the evening or in the afternoon, you will say that, oh, I never thought that the food is so bad. You went by the wrapper. So marking is a label, a wrapper that tells you this has been graded so much. But if I am the user, I must see whether the grade inside is also good. So I should open the food packet brought there, just get the smell of it, just taste it and say, it's good. How many parents are doing this, my dear young lady? You ask your own parents. You will get the answer. Okay.
Thank you so much, Marsha. I'm sure you have set all the parents over here and as well thinking, okay, now what should I tell my little girl? I hope they don't, little girl or little boy, I hope they don't go back and tell them. But teacher said that day, I don't need marks. But I, in a way, we all agree with you. Marks is just examination is just examination. I don't think it gauges you as a person or as a personality. But either way, thank you so much for that extremely insightful talk. I'm sure even if I'm not sure if all the little children would have understood everything or comprehended everything what you're trying to say, but I'm sure the parents here you would have said parents thinking, and that is a very, very important fact. And
Arida, don't worry about them going and telling the parents, master said this. Then let them come and ask us why you said that.
Yes, just the way. Yes,
that is one way to communicate. That's one way to communicate with them, right?
Absolutely. I will be asking their feedback on the same. And all of you are more than welcome to please put your comments on the chat box as well. And now we are going ahead with the next one. Anika has already introduced the next artist. So I would like to invite Ananya, Sanup and Haripriya to perform. You can lower your screen a little bit. Yeah.
Namaskaram everyone. My name is Ananya Sanop and this is Haripriya Srinivasan. Next to me, she is playing the mridangam. Mahaganapatim Mahaganapatim Shri Mahaganapatim Shri Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami Mahaganapatim Mahadevasutam Mahadevasutam Guru Guhanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Guhanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Guhanutam Mahadevasutam Guru Guhanutam Marekoti Prakasham Chantam Mahadevasutam Guru Guhanutam Marekoti Prakasham Chantam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahakavya Natakadi Priyam Mushika Vahana Modaka Priyam Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami Mahaganapatim Vasishtha Vamadevadi Pandita Mahaganapatim Thank you.
Tejashri, you can speak.
Namaste everyone, I am Tejashri. The first item for the day is Bharatanatyam to be presented by Samyukta Rajesh, disciple of Swarna Varsha Guru Murti Swarnakala Mandir, and she'll be presenting Puspanjali in Ragam Raga Malika Talam Tala Malika composition by Dr. M. Bala Murali Krishna and the choreography done by Dr. F. Divya Sena. Thank you.
Jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kuntari kitataka kukuntari jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kuntari kitataka kukuntari jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kuntari kitataka kukuntari jam jam tananata jam jam tananata kuntari kitataka jhe jhe tanana kutari kitara kutari.
Namaste, I am Lakshmi Naivedya Sudhi Sudhendran, performing on stage, disciple of Harita Haridas Medasri School of Dance, item Mohiniyattam Jallikattu, Saurashtra Ragam, Adi Talam, choreography by Srimati Kalamandalam Kalyanikutyam.
Shruti.
Namaskaram, I am Takshmi. Let's call our next participant, Hiranai Anand. She is the disciple of Srimati Vaishnavi Anand. She is going to perform Bharatanatyam, item Pushpanjali, Ragam Raga Malika, Adi Talam, composed and choreographed by Srimati Vaishnavi Anand. Thank you.
Jam Gorda Tum Tum Parisari Jam Gorda Tum Tum Parisari Tajam 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 Gorda Tum Madhanam Sanita. Madhanam Sanita. Sajam Sadhita. Sajam Madhanam Sanita. Sagam Sadom Madhanam Sanita. Sagam Sadom Saraswati Namastuvyam Madhanam Sanita Devi Saraswati Namastuvyam Saraswati Namastuvyam Saraswati Namastuvyam Jam Khadagatam Guruvaram Sharanam Jam Jam Namaga Guruvaram Sharanam Sharanam Jam Jam Namaga Guruvaram Santanam Sharanam Sharanam Jam Jam Namaga Guruvaram Santanam Sharanam Sharanam Maga Maga Dina Tum Dadi Jam Dadi Jam Dadi Jam Dadi Jam Guna Dadi Jam Dadi Sada Sada Sitaram Jam Sitaram Jam Sitaram
Namaste, I am Krishnanchi. For next puja, I call Donthigadi Sri Tanvi, disciple of Atira Venu, Singapore Indian Fine Arts Society. It is in Ragam Rag Malika Aditalam, choreographed by Guru Dr. Vempati Chinna Satyam. She will be performing Kuchipudi.
ब्रह्माजली दादवदूतदासगो दिव्याजली दास केलनालोलगु ब्रह्माजली
Next performance, Mangala Charana, Guru Brahma, Raga Malika, Tala, Chatsa Matsa. The performers are somehow, the Odissi performers are somehow Halni Adi Varna and Samvita Varna.
What happened there?
There is some audio issue.
Okay.
Mritika.
Would you like to? Okay.
परम ब्रह्मा
नमः।
Namaste everyone. My name is Yashita. Next performance for today is Ganesh Vandana Teental. Kathak dance from Nityasri Sananan, disciple of Swati Madhavan from Swana Kala Mandir. Thank you.
Namaste, I would like to call upon next Chita Giridhar for violin performance, disciple of Srimati Raj Rajeshwari Shri Nivasan, accompanied by Siddhant Anand on Mridangam, disciple of Guru Shri Karaikudi R. Mani and Shri R. Subramaniam. They are performing Jambupate Ragam Yamuna Kalyani, composer Muthuswami Dikshitar.
Namaskaram, I'm Archita Giridhar, a disciple of Srimati Rajarajeshwari Srinivasan. I would like to thank Medasvi School of Dance for the opportunity and Siddhant Anand for accompanying me on the Mridangam today. Dikshidhar has composed a set of 5 kritis known as the Panchabhuta kritis, each celebrating one of the 5 elements of nature and the manifestations of the elements in Lord Shiva. Today I will be playing Jambupate, one of the Panchabhuta kritis in Raga Yamuna Kalyani, composed by Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar. This kriti depicts water or jalam, praising the Jambukeshwar deity in the Jalakandeshwara temple in Thiruvannaikaval in Trichy. Here, the Shivalinga is always surrounded by water. In the Anupallavi, Dikshidhar names the rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and Kaveri and explains that Lord Shiva is manifested in water, the ocean, and these water bodies.
am Tejasri. The 12th item for the day is Bharatanatyam to be presented by Aditya Veerappan and Hasini Sadish, disciple of Swarnakala Mandir, and they will be presenting Panjanadayala Ripper. In Ragam Raga Malika, Talam Tala Malika, concept and choreography done by Varsha Gurumurthy and Akshaya Sri Kumar. Thank you. Namaste everyone. Next performance for today is Courage, Courage, Our Friends. Rag Meg Malhar, Tal Ladja, Kathak dance from Nityasri Saravanan, choreography by Swati Madhavan. Thank you. Evening, Nityasri Saravanan.
Namaste. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Namaskaram. Let's call upon our next participant, Hiranmayi Anand. She is going to perform Bharatanatyam item Ananda Natanam Adinal Ragam Kambodi Adi Talam composed by Sudhananda Bharati, choreographed by Dr. Jayashree Rajpolan. Thank you.
I will now be presenting Ananda Natnam Adinal, a composition of Shuddhananda Bharati. It describes the cosmic dance of Parashakti, who represents the primeval energy. This dance of bliss reverberates through the entire universe, making each of the 5 elements dance with her. And the Bhutaganas also fall into rhythm with her joyous dance, thereby depicting perfect balance of all elements. Anandanandam in Kambodi Ragam Aditalam, composed by Shuddhananda Bharati, choreographed by my grandmother and guru, Dr. Jayashree Rajagopalan. This piece is in the Bharatanatyam style, a style evolved by my Paramaguru, Dr. Padma Subramanian.
ஆனந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், ஆனந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், பராசக்தி நடனம் ஆடினாள், சச்சிதானந்த 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 நடனம் ஆடினாள், சச்சிதானந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், பராசக்தி நடனம் ஆடினாள், ஆனந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், பராசக்தி நடனம் ஆடினாள், வாழும் பூமியும் வணங்கி மகிழ்ந்திட, வாழும் பூமியும் வணங்கி மகிழ்ந்திட, வாழும் பூமியும் வணங்கி மகிழ்ந்திட, ஞானவெளியில் வீணை போயன, வாழும் பூமியும் வணங்கி மகிழ்ந்திட, ஞானவெளியில் வீணை போயன, ஞானவெளியில் வீணை போயன, ஆனந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், சச்சிதானந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள், பராசக்தி நடனம் ஆடினாள், பஞ்சபூதங்கள் முழங்க கணங்கள் பாய்ந்த தாளம் வழங்க, 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 அஞ்சு தோழியும் துதங்க காலம் அதிரமூர்த்திகள் குழு தஞ்சம் தஞ்சம் என்று தஞ்சம் தஞ்சம் என்று அந்தர் முறையிடம் தந்தா கந்தா தாகிட தகதீவன கந்தா தாகிட தகதீவன ஆனந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள் சச்சிதானந்த நடனம் ஆடினாள் பராசக்தி நடனம் ஆடினாள்
Lakshya.
Lakshya? Lakshya?
Next up, from the disciplines of Chitra, Shankar, Chitrakala, we have the Odissi performers Halini and Jayashree, Basna Pallavi, Raga Basna, Tala Chatra Mata.
Hi, I just wanted to request all the participants and the speakers, my little students, to stay back to take a final photo all together. Thank you. We shall go on to the next one.
Hello everyone, our next performance is Shama Sundara song composed by A.R. Rahman. Performers are Ananya Sanu vocal and Haripriya on mridangam.
வேணாமா டீச்சர்? ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಸುಂದರ ಕೆರಕೆದಾರ ಭೂಮಿ ಜನ ಜೀವಿದ ಬಲದಾನ್ಯ ಸಂಬಲ ಭೂಮಿ ಇದ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಸುಂದರ ಕೆರಕೆದಾರ ಭೂಮಿ മാനവർക്കു സമത നൽകിയ മവലിതൻ ഭൂമി മധുരമഹിതലടി संपन्न भूमि श्याम सुंदर केदार भूमि जनजीवित बलधान्य संपन्न भूमि 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 Thank you.
Hi, Namaste. Sudhi Sudhendran performing on stage. Mohnyatam Bhumi Mangalam. Ragam Revati. Chadrasha Eka Talam. Choreography by Harida Haridas.
भूमि मङ्गलम् उदग मङ्गलम् अग्नि मङ्गलम् वायुमङ्गलम् गगन मङ्गलम् सूर्यमङ्गलम् चन्द्रमङ्गलम् जगदमङ्गलम् जीवमङ्गलम् देहमङ्गलम् मनोमङ्गलम् आत्ममङ्गलम् सर्वमङ्गलं भवतु 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 सर्वमङ्गलं भवतु 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 सर्वमङ्गलं भवतु 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति
Namaste, everyone. With that, we come to the end of this amazing. It was much more than my expectations. YuvaMedha comes to an end this series, and I intend to continue with this whenever I can. It is heartening to see such amazing talents, and like my professor here, she just mentioned, she said a very wonderful piece. She said, congrats to the teachers of Singapore for keeping up the tradition. Hence, it is our duty and the future generation to carry forward this wonderful tradition of Indian classical arts for time. And it started from centuries ago, and we hope it will go ahead in time. And thank you all so much. Thanks to each. Okay, I have to name. This is going to take some time, but I have to call out to each performer over here. Each one. First of all, I'm going to start with the speakers, Chitra Chechi, KK sir, and Dr. C.P. Unikrishnan sir, who gave us an excellent and very insightful, very informative talk on education, on the importance of arts, and moving forth, how important it is for our well-being as well. Then I'm going to start with my all the speakers: Anika, Tejashri, Lakshmi, Krishna, Takshini, Lakshaya, and Yashita. All of them are my Bharatanatyam students, and I'm so happy to see them stepping up and doing this for me. It is YuvaMedha by the youngsters, so I felt it was ideal for the youngsters to come and do the little MCs. And when all of them joined for dance classes are not just to learn dance, it is for your wholesome development as a person, holistic learning as well. So here we go. And now I'm going to go into the performance. Swarna students, I thought the Swarna's first one, yes, Samyukta Rajesh, that is personally one of my favorite Pushpanjalis, and you did great justice to it. Thank you, little one. Shruti, my student, I shouldn't be talking too much about her, but I'm very proud of her, and she did a very, very good job. Happy to see her growing as a dancer and as a person. Tanvi's Kuchipudi was so energetic. I was like, wow, wonderful. I'm sure all the audience here also would agree with me. Then Hiranmai's Bharatanatyam is something, when we say it is something new, it really isn't new. It actually is older than all the other dance forms which you've seen. But I am sure she wowed all the audience by her wonderful and graceful moves. And I've seen her, I've known her for quite some time, and I am also her grandmother's student. So for me, it was wonderful to have her on board. And thank you, Vaishnavi Akka. And next one, Odyssey. The Odyssey was so graceful. All the Odyssey dancers. I keep forgetting the names. I'm sorry. Samiha, Harini, and Samrita. All of you were so graceful. We were like spellbound by your graceful moves, and so young to be able to carry that is amazing. Nitya's Kathak was so energetic. Seeing her do her teen tal and doing those chakkars were like I was in awe of her performance. Um, I've known Nitya for a while, and I think she deserves a wonderful platform like this. So thank you so much, Nitya's Guru Swati as well. Thank you for letting her perform for this. Then of course the beautiful singers. How can I forget? My little Ananya, accompanied by Haripriya. What a wonderful rendering of both Mahaganapi and the light piece Shama Sundaram describing Kerala. I'm really amazed by these artists. Then, of course, Archita and Siddhant, your duo was absolutely beautiful, very soothing to hear, and that essence of the ragam came out very beautifully. And I'm happy to have you on board. I was happy to present all of you as well. Then I hope I didn't miss anybody. No, Aditi's and of Aditi and Harini's Bharatanatyam. That Alaripu, Panchanade Alaripu. I had the fortune of watching this Alaripu perform a few years back, and I was in awe of this choreography. I thought it was very innovative. Swarna and Akshaya, two of my very close friends, young and upcoming dancers. Actually, not upcoming; they are already come of age and very beautiful dancers, and their students have also done justice to them. And all my supporters, all my students, especially Vishalakshi and Mrutrika, who did all the technical work. I just had to sit here and message all those who had to come on board. Mrutrika and Vishalakshi had to do everything behind backstage, and Vishalakshi is our poster designer. She's also my website designer. So thank you both of you. You guys are absolutely wonderful, and I have a lot to learn from both of you as well. Thank you all so much, and hoping to see all of you again. We should all be together. This is, yes, we might all be of different forms, different dance schools, but we are all in this together as dancers, artists, human beings. Like Unikrishnan sir said in the beginning, humanizing the man. So we should all be in this together and go ahead and perform, live your life well, and be safe. And time for us to all click a photo together. Can you all come on board? Thank you. I'm Amrutrika. Vishalakshi, can you do the honors, since both all of you are more technically adept than I am in any way? You can remove me from spotlight. Akshini, can you come? Anybody missing? Is there anybody missing? All of them are here. Aditi, Simi, Aditi. Where is the performer with Aditi? Both of you are there.
Chechi, she's trying to join.
Okay, okay.
It's okay. I think you can click the photo. I mean, if it's getting late for everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2,
Cheers,
1.
everyone.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Sorry about that. I'll adjust my screenshot. With okay. Okay. 3,
Thank you.
2. One more. There is 2 screens. I'll take
Hasini is
another
here.
one as well.
Hasini is
Hasini
here.
is here, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. All the best. Keep dancing, keep singing, and just be as wonderful as all of you are. So talented.
Thanks for giving the opportunity to join this.
Who was that? Lakshini. And thank you so much, girls. I've learned a lot from all of you, and your discipline is wonderful. And keep going. Love you all. Good night. Take care.
Thank you,
You can all
Harita.
give yourself a big clap.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep
Good
learning,
night.
keep learning.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye.
Bye.
Good. Better.